Karl. So this is a really cool product here. This is the brand new Pixel tablet, and this is a bit of nostalgia here. This is the first Google tablet that we've seen since the likes of the Nexus 7, the Nexus 9, Asus HTC, close to a decade ago. I know that they've had a couple Chromebooks in the mix, but this is running full Android here. And when I did my initial unboxing for it, I'm always a fan of Google stuff. They're kind of like the Apple in the Android space. It's just super clean. You've got a couple different options for the colorways. So I have mine here in porcelain. You also have this hazel color, which is almost like a dark gray / green. And I know that if you're in the US, there's also a rose option, but I opted for the porcelain. It's almost like off-white, and for a bit of retroness, it has the white bezel around the outside compared to the hazel, which does have the black. Why I think this tablet is so dope, this is actually a double use case for a tablet. So typically, a tablet, when you think of it's, just this slate of glass aluminum with a nano ceramic coating around the outside. It doesn't feel as premium as holding, say, an iPad Pro with all the nice aluminum and kind of switching to the front. So it's a 10.95 11-inch display. I've noticed, especially with the white bezels here, they are slightly on the chunkier end. It kind of reminds me of the Pixel 7a. That's the problem with some of the Google devices. To keep, I think, costs down, they have bezels, once again, slightly on the chunkier side. Really notice that comparing that to, say, an iPad Pro, but honestly, for a tablet, if you're holding it, it's nice to have a bit of extra bezel because this is really meant to be used as a tablet. We don't have any official keyboard cases for it. I guess you could theoretically attach or pair a Bluetooth keyboard for this, but this is a true Android experience in the form of a tablet. And when I initially unboxed it, like I said, it also comes with this cool little accessory, and I think this is what really makes this tablet unique. So we haven't kind of seen anything like this before. It's an actual dedicated dock for the tablet with integrated speakers. And this kind of serves two purposes: to charge the device, and you actually don't have a USB-C cable inside of the box. It just comes with this charging case, proprietary charger, so just don't lose this. You can still theoretically use your own USB-C cable to charge the device and to show this off as a dock device. So I know that Google sells their Nest Hub, their Nest Hub Max separately. The price of this tablet is $499 US or $699 Canadian, 128 gigs of storage. It makes so much more sense to just grab one of these tablets, use it as a Nest Hub when you're not using your actual tablet, because typically when you use a tablet, when it's off, you just kind of have it off to the side. It's this black slate. It kind of reminds me of Samsung's Frame TV. When the TV isn't in use, it turns into a photo display. That's kind of what Google has done for this Pixel tablet. So when it's not in use, you can kind of just mount it to the hub. You heard that little sound. You have speakers enabled into this, and now it serves as a display tablet hub. There's a dedicated hub mode in the settings, and from there you can change what the hub will be displaying. So you can have it set to photos of your Google Photos library. You can have it set to a simple clock. You can set it to artwork, kind of really what your heart desires. And I think that's really cool because now it doesn't just sit on your couch. It doesn't sit somewhere in a drawer not used. It actually has a different use case for it when it's docked, and on the flip side, it's charging. And I know personally for me at home, this will be replacing my Nest Hub Max, and now I can use this tablet when I want, say like I'm switching onto the couch, I want to watch some content, I can just kind of flip this off. It's magnetic, you can see the little connectors. I can use this on the couch, watch Netflix, watch some shows, and then when I'm done, I can just simply dock it back into place, and then it turns back into the clock or my photo gallery. And for the actual tablet, it is running Android 13. It's got 8 gigs of RAM, and I would recommend the 128 gig storage option for most people. I think for a simple Android tablet, that's more than enough. Funnily enough, the interface is pretty smooth when I'm kind of going between apps. It's nice and quick, but some of the widgets, even like the stock widgets, there seems to be like the smallest hint of lag, and I'm not too sure why that is. For example, this little Google TV, it doesn't seem as smooth, as fluid as it should be. It doesn't have a quick refresh rate or anything, and the actual display, it isn't as good as an OLED. It's an IPS panel, so the blacks aren't as deep. I wouldn't say this should be your main device that you're gonna watch all content on, but for or a display that kind of sits off to the side as a secondary device, as a secondary tablet, I think it's more than enough, especially if it's in docked mode for a lot of its use when you're just kind of glancing at information. And the key thing here we need to consider, this kind of gets you into that Google ecosystem of obviously Google Assistant, which is still the best in my opinion. Okay, Google, when does the next season of English Premier League soccer start?
According to Sky Sports, the Premier League season will kick off on August 12th with Burnley hosting treble winners Manchester City, live on Sky Sports, and concludes 9 months later on May 19th, 2024.
Simple questions like those, I know that Siri, for example, still struggle with. So it's dope to have, obviously, Google Assistant. And like I said, when this is kind of in dock mode, you can utilize the extra advantage of having those speakers on the back end to amplify the sound. So if you're just listening to a quick YouTube clip, if you're listening to some music, if you don't have a dedicated like speaker system in a house, say like you're a student, when you want to use this tablet in class, and then when you go back to your dorm room, back to your room, you just want to mount it and then like listen to music, I think it's a dope little option, and it just extends the life of the tablet, and you can use it in multiple scenarios. So I think that's super dope, and I can kind of see this replacing the Nest Hub. It just doesn't make sense to spend $200 on that Nest Hub Max when you can have a dedicated tablet that acts as its own tablet on its own and still does everything that the Nest Hub does. And for the rest of the hardware, it's got an 8 megapixel shooter camera on the back, as well as an 8 megapixel on the front. The photos, you're never gonna actually use this as an actual camera. I'll take a couple of quick snaps. The front one, you'd probably use the cameras most for like Google Meet or Zoom, anything that you install on this, because obviously, like I said, it's full Android. You've got the full like app ecosystem, and this is rocking the Tensor 2 chip. So think of this as a larger form factor Pixel that would probably just stay at home, since you can't put like a SIM card or anything like that in this. So it's a handy little tool. Is it the best tablet out there? You know what, probably not, but I think it's got such an interesting use case with this little dock. I'd love to see more companies use it. And yeah, let me know if you're picking one up, and if you want to go a bit retro with some of the white bezeling. I also haven't seen like a white bezel device in the past couple years. Let me know down below in the comments, and I will catch the rest of you in one of my next vids. Peace.